This was a concept by Rasec Wizzlbang from the Slytherin book on Tumblr. The concept, Willy Wonka and Harry Potter, take place in the same universe. The Ministry of Magic hates Willy Wonka. Mr. Wonka. Dumbledore smiled warmly, looking down into the pit from his podium. The members of the Wizengamot muttered disapprovingly, shifting in their seats. Willy Wonka, clad today in a bright magenta suit and top hat, beamed cheekily up at them from his chair, his silver-gloved hands cradling his chin. "Mr. Dumbledore," he replied brightly, with the barest hint of a lisp. "I trust you know why you're here." Dumbledore's question was crisp and businesslike, but the twinkle in his eye gave away his amusement at the situation. "Not at all! I've nary a clue." Wonka wiggled his eyebrows. Dumbledore audibly stifled a laugh. "You are accused of improper use of magic, improper use of Muggle artifacts, and several counts of using magic in front of a Muggle," Dumbledore reminded him. He conjured a projection with his wand. Displayed in grainy sepia was Willy Wonka, arm around a boy of around 10. Behind his back, he twitched an ash wand, and machines in the background around them whirred to life, producing all manner of sweets. The projection ran its course and collapsed, and Dumbledore stowed his wand back inside his robes. Wonka smiled and fiddled with his hat. "How do you plead?" Dumbledore asked, leaning forward eagerly for what would surely be an amusing trial. "Not guilty on all accounts," Wonka said, perhaps a tad smugly. The members of the Wizengamot muttered amongst themselves. "Not guilty? Impossible!" Dumbledore hushed them quickly. "Explain, if you would. We have, after all, quite a mountain of evidence." Wonka stood and brushed a bit of dust off his suit. He tipped his hat mischievously. "Of course," he grinned. "Firstly, use of magic shall only be considered improper whereby it is applied to cause harm or applied recklessly. All magic used in my sweets is rigorously tested for both safety and taste. It is not used to cause harm, but to bring joy." Wonka paused to adjust his jacket. "But surely," Dumbledore said, leafing through his notes, "you cannot deny that you illegally charmed several thousand Muggle artifacts." "Ah, but I can," Wonka said, now twirling his cap in his hands. Muggle artifacts refers, of course, to any Muggle-made object. But you see, I built those machines, each and every one. They are not Muggle machines at all, but wizarding machines built by a wizard. The factory itself as well. You could argue that as machines are a Muggle invention, I still broke the rules, but then I could argue that every wizard dwelling with any charms applied to its walls is in violation of the law, as Muggles were the first to make bricks. The Wizengamot glared silently. He was right, of course. Violating the spirit of the law was not illegal if one followed the letter. And the last charge. These are definitely Muggle children, are they not? No magical talent raised in Muggle society. Dumbledore straightened his glasses and peered down at Wonka, his eyes still bright with intrigue. "Not at all," Wonka grinned, placing his hat back on his head. "You see, the ticket system was not nearly so random as I pretended. The tickets were charmed. They would only become visible to children with magical heritage. All the children chosen were second-generation squibs." Wonka bowed low, as if he were finishing a particularly well-executed play. "Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems no laws were violated after all." Dumbledore stifled a grin at the groans of angry disapproval from the Wizengamot. "But he very clearly violated the intent of the rules," spluttered a large, rather red-faced wizard in the second row. "He's just cheating! He's cheating!" "Ah, this is true, but he did not, technically speaking, break any of the rules. He did not expose Muggles to magic, nor enchant Muggle-made objects, nor improperly apply magic, any more so than any magical confectioner. I'm afraid we have to let him go." Dumbledore smiled gently and put away the rather thick file with Wonka's name embossed on the cover. For the brief second, it was open. A list of hundreds of charges with "not guilty" inked beside them was visible. It was carried off by a house elf, and the Wizengamot began to file out until only Dumbledore was left. "You're a very clever man," he called down to Wonka. "We could use you at Hogwarts, you know." "No, thank you," Wonka called back, grinning. "Skirting the law is far more fun." Willy Wonka is a fucking Slytherin. Again, that was a writing prompt based on the Harry Potter and Willy Wonka world, written by Rasec Wizzlbang, out of Tumblr, via Silhouette of a Girl. That was another Unraveling with the Bone Collector. Stay spooky, kids.